there, Team Explorers. Welcome to this week's episode of the Hotspot show here on KTN with me, Eustace Segete. Now, today we are all about history, culture, and adventure. Listen, you are a creative nerd, art speaks to you, and you are a history buff. I tell you, this place is for you. Exactly, our hotspot of the week. I'm super duper excited to bring you to this place. See, where I'm standing already, I'm told this was once a church. It was moved from where it was and planted here, and in it is such a long and interesting history, which I want you to be part of, Team Explorers. And as usual, I'm super duper excited that you are joining us. I'm just going up the stairs so that we can meet one of the curators of this place, and she's going to give us more information about this place. I take this opportunity to welcome you to the Karen Village, a home for so much to explore. Look at this. Imagine all this was carried from the coastal region, and today you get to experience. This is one of the shows that we get to experience the rich tapestry of Kenyan history brought together by art and culture. Let's enjoy the show. Like this particular room, just give us a hint about what it's all about.
Now, the bishop's room,
Yeah.
we call it the bishop's court. It was way back in Mombasa in the 18th century. So that time it was just meant for a temporary building to host the Christian community back there. So in 2021, it was supposed to be demolished because back then it was an Islamic culture. They did not convert people to Christianity.
Yeah.
So our forefathers, our co-fathers, back in 2021, the stakeholders and everyone came together, saw an opportunity in Mombasa, and wanted to bring Mombasa in Nairobi.
Okay.
With everything from the antique furniture to the old wood to the everything. We just reinforce it with metal to make it strong. We have changed nothing.
Okay. So what you're talking about here, these woods that I'm seeing around here, they're as old as how many years?
But it comes to around 200 years back then.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Amazingly. So, Team Explorers, we are just going to get to the nitty-gritties of all that, because I said, see the crosses, these seats also, and everything else that is outside this room, there is a rich story under it. What are some of this material that have been used to create the art that has been displayed in this space?
Wow. If I start that, we'll never finish. But
I
anyway,
know, but we have the time, Team Explorers. Please, be keen on this one. We are coming in hard.
basically, this room was set up for demolition from an old church in Mombasa. But then you see, somebody saw the value in it, and they salvaged it and made it into art. So basically, that's one of the reasons, because you can see, like, I could tell you, what can I say? This is a wood that is from all the way in Nepal, and this was back in the 1800s, but it still stands today. Because somebody else saw the value in the wood and saw the value in the history, and that's why it's here today. It was just basically a repurposed project. So,
all right. And the crosses that we are seeing there, these pieces of wood that are stacked together.
So let's assume that you're in a construction site, yeah?
Yeah.
We have already repurposed the room from a very old church in Mombasa, which was dated back in 1838. And then we have the debris, the pieces that you don't know what to do. And if you look around, somebody might come and use this as firewood, right? Because nobody's using the pieces.
Africans, we are guilty.
Africans, that's what we do. You'll find people just collecting them and they'll go and use it as firewood. But somebody else, an artist by the name Musa Mekelemu was like, okay, the history is still in this wood, and these are just pieces that nobody sees anything to do with it, but he saw a bigger picture. And that's why he put them all together just to create something out of it, out of the pieces that came from all this. So everything has a purpose and everything has a reason, just depends on how you see the bigger picture.
Your favorite corner in this whole space?
My favorite corner is the Wangari Maathai room.
Okay.
It is a small conference space where you can take your time, maybe during lunch.
It's a boardroom basically dedicated to her legacy and everything that she did for us as a woman and as Kenya, and fighting deforestation and things like that. So that room you don't just get to enjoy a boardroom, you get to enjoy the art in it.
Speak about
and
the
the
art that
leaders.
has been curated using newspapers. I see you, and I know what you use newspapers for, but here is an artist that actually curated something out of papers.
Out of paper. So that will again be Nadia Were. Basically, his grandfather was loved reading newspaper, and you know, as an artist, you know, if you're a born artist, you'll just see. You see newspaper, when you're done with it, unaenda unakishia jiko, but he saw this is a material that could actually make it something out of it. So him seeing his grandfather liking reading newspaper, it struck an interest in him, and that's how for his first pieces he used newspaper as his canvas. Let's just say canvas. Yes.
All right, and you can see that the pieces are beautiful, put together, and I like that how creative. Mwambie niko na magazeti mahali fulani. In fact, stacks of them. I can get a piece of art, but come on, no. I think that spirit has spilled over to you because you are telling us, you know, when you're taking us through, that you actually even collected shoes of the people that created this space, and now they are pieces of art.
Apparently, yeah. So us being an art gallery, I mean an art center, you know, it's always the little things that bring up the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So Karen Village was basically a bare land. And then there are people who came and did the construction. What about those people? What value did they add here? They left a legacy here. They left a building that we are standing in right now. So, and you know, these missionaries, when they go and they do the construction work, they don't wear really good shoes because at the end of the day, they'll be in the cement and things like that. So for us, being an art and you can make out of anything, we told them to donate their shoes and to put it as a 3D shoe on the wall. It's also art. Okay. And then for the framing, we still use the wood the timber that was used in the construction. That's how we brought it all together.
The ambulance, talk to us about that water raft. Guys, see this point, you know, in the olden days, how they would ferry sick people across water on a water raft. Goodness. Yeah, all right.
So we call it the Abachi canoe. It's from the Baringo community, and they basically used, as I said, art again. They used whatever materials they had there. It's sort of a spongy, it looks like sugarcane, but it's not sugarcane. So they use it, they put it all together, and they create a sort of a canoe on it, and then it has a stretcher. And what they used to do back then, we didn't have roads. When Baringo was big, we all know right now that Baringo clearly it's drying up. So they would ferry their sick and take them to the herbalist, and that's how the water ambulance came about. So it is something that is still happening recently because that boat, we just got it recently. That was around in 2019. So for those who want to go visit Baringo, you can go, and trust you me, it's still something that they do today.
I like the color and the mood here.
So this is our evolution room. It's one of the spaces where I like doing a tour in.
Yeah.
And this room has so much history in it. But today I'll just be focusing on the slave trade shackles, which date back. These are the shackles from Yemen and Kenya, slave trade shackles, and they date back in the 1840s.
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 What?
Yes.
Can I?
Yes, you can hold them. So these were for the feet.
These are heavy.
They were quite heavy, and you can imagine if someone is cuffing you. So it was you, one leg, one ankle, and then your partner. That's
the
how they
other
were doing
ankle,
it.
and you get to walk in this.
Yes.
Okay, so I see the pictorial representation of what they went through
Yes.
on your walls.
And then these were basically for the wrists.
Oh my God, Team Explorers, I really wish you can feel the weight of these things. You can only imagine you are being cuffed in this and you have to walk and sleep in them, spend the day in them. Yes. Crazy. So this is where you store them?
So this is basically where we store them.
Okay.
And this one just basically tells you the tradition of iron making in Kenya, which dates back 3,000 years ago. And this is just something that we have put together for people to understand that the technology did not start recently. It's something that dates back 3,000 years ago.
Okay, yes. Amazingly so. And yeah, so this room is full of history, right from slavery. And I like the fact that modern generation can actually come and see. You remove what was on paper to, you know, seeing and experiencing all these. Amazing.
And then one of my favorite things that I like making people hold is this shield. I know when people watch probably the Games of Thrones and things like that, you see a shield on a very different perspective, but this is a shield that is made from animal skin. And you can clearly see from this, if it wasn't dry, this basically would be the flesh. And it's quite heavy. You can just carry it. And of course, it's not complete without a...
What? It's
spear.
quite heavy. It's in
It's
the
quite
how you
heavy.
see a Moran running, team explorers, and then they get to throw this spear. Best believe this is how it's being held. They
Yes.
get to throw this spear and then quickly shield themselves.
Yes.
Oh my God, I feel shield themselves from, you know, a prospective shooter who's trying to aim at them. My, oh my. Yeah, all how you did it, respect, mad respect. Lifting this.
It's quite heavy.
Oh my goodness,
So
it's
you have to
quite
be very
heavy.
strong.
Ah, I see that. Okay, there you go. We like taking you to places that you get one with your culture. And granted, here we are getting one with it. So I know we are moving to the next location.
Yes.
All right, let's.
So this is the process. This is how we start. We start by doing a scale. We start by doing a sketch to scale, and then using a computer, we blow it up to actual size. Then cut the papers according to the panels, and cut the glass individually using hand. So for this job, we do the traditional method of stained glass, where we don't use any machines. So everything is done by hand. The only time we use machines is when we're fusing the color to the glass, because we use the dyes. So we need to fuse them to the glass. That's the only time we use the oven. But everything else is done by hand. Glasswork takes us roughly 2 weeks to complete a single panel of glass. And there's some projects that range up to a whole year. Like this is one of them that we're doing for a church in Nairobi. It's a piece of Saint Faustina. This is the piece. It has taken us a whole year to complete the whole job. So these are the final steps. We're about 90% done.
Tell me, where is this place exactly located and your opening hours?
So Karen Village, we are basically located along Ngong Road, the leafy suburbs of Karen. It's an art center. We have so many other activities, and we have a lot going on. So we really never close the place down.
Okay,
Yes.
There you go, Team Explorers. But for us, we have to close down part 1 of this show. And when we are back, we continue exploring Karen Village. See you shortly. Speak about the other has been curated using newspapers. I see you.
Him seeing his grandfather liking reading newspaper, it struck an interest in him.
It has taken us a whole year to complete the whole job.
This was once a church. It was moved from where it was and planted here.
Somebody saw the value in it and made it into art.
Karen Village is a creative innovation hub center.
You are a creative nerd, art speaks to you, and you are a history buff. I tell you, this place is for you.
So Karen Village started way back in 2012 when it was just a bare land. So 120 stakeholders came together to come with ideas on how to build something unique, something different. So apart from that, contractors, entrepreneurs, engineers, all together. So to create a village, something unique.
History is written all
Oh
over,
my
art
goodness.
is written all over. Team Explorers, this is the hotspot of choice, and you are saying that the history along the walkways.
Wow, the history. So we get to learn about these things in school, but how do we incorporate it in art?
Yeah.
So we basically dedicated a walkway of heroes. We call it a walkway of heroes because it talks about Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela, Julius Nyerere. Patrice Lumumba, all those people. So these are the people who made a change in the world, either politically or philanthropically, I don't know the word.
Yeah.
So that's why we dedicated to the people who made change,
Okay.
a great change, who were able to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. I need change. People like Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, such people. So Muammar Gaddafi, he was assassinated, but he made a change. So
Amazing.
that walk of hero is basically dedicated to people like that.
Okay,
Yes.
and the reflection garden, something that to me, actually I've never seen that with the many hotspots that we go to. I think that is one of the things that stood out for me. What's it all about?
So the reflection garden, we call it a reflection garden because it's just a quiet place whereby you go and reflect on your life and surrounding things that affect you on a daily basis. So when you go to our reflection garden, apart from us just teaching you about creating awareness about sustainability, because it's also what we do here, sustainability, where you'll get to see a bottle house and you'll get to know, if I drink water from a plastic bottle, how long will it take to biodegrade? But in essence, the reflection garden was actually created there to dedicate it to the unspoken hero.
Karen Village is a creative innovation hub center. So apart from having artists, it's a home for artists, designers, entrepreneurs. Apart from all that, we offer workshops, we offer tours, and also we rent office spaces, apart from doing events, also because we have unique event spaces.
Should they want to come for a tour here, tell us about that touring aspect, and I mean, how long does it take? Because we've gone to places as extensive as this, and it needs 2 hours of your time. Does that apply to this place?
Yes. From the different type of tours, like
Yeah.
a basic tour runs for about 45 minutes. We're not going into details what happens to Karen Village, but the deluxe tour goes to almost 5 hours.
Oh.
Because we have a break when we have a lunch. And you are going to experience everything at Karen Village.
The sentimental art that, got me thinking. You have a door that was used at, old days prisons.
Yes. So in one of our event spaces, which is, we call it the Article 2050, when you go there, you'll find a very beautiful wooden door, and the door dates, it was a prison door back at the coast, the prison at the coast, I think it's Changamwe or something. And then when you see the inside of it, you'll see one part is written men, and the other side is written women, so that it can differentiate. This was for the women's side and this was for the men's side. But the most interesting thing about the door is you get to see the nail scratches, because people were scratching to get out. So they're basically imprinted on the door. Right now, when you go there, you just maybe think that maybe somebody took a spoon or a sharp object and tried to scratch it. But in real essence, it was back then and people were scratching it with their nails, trying to get out. So that's the essence of the door.
All right, so there you go, Team Explorers. We said this is a tapestry of experience when it comes to Kenya's culture, art, and everything. So from when it began to this point, when was it open to the public? And would you know how many pieces of art are in here?
Basically, when it started in 2012, it was just to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
But the first inauguration was done in 2015.
Okay.
To the people, to the world, now to know that Karen Village exists. For the art, we have, it's not countable because different rooms have a lot of pieces, and we keep adding each and every day.
All right.
Yes.
So in a nutshell, Karen Village, you're an art center, and everywhere you look, there's art around you, from the tiles to the bar itself. You can see it's very historic and very artistic.
Yes. This art caught our attention right from the entourage Team Explorers. You get in by the main door, and here I can see love hearts. Oh, when you go empty, wako heartbroken, ama, why don't they have hearts?
No. So this, when you look at there, you'll see when you're the ones you're calling heartbroken, and then you can see the small children. And this is the tree of life.
Okay.
So it basically shows you pass down from generation to generation. So the heart is where the parents give a piece of you to the young one. That's how you continue generation. You passing, if it's passing down skills, if it's passing down anything, you're passing down.
Passing
You always
down
have to-
love,
yes.
passing down the art of love. And you
Exactly.
tell me this was refurbished from a gate.
Yes. It was actually, initially this was the gate of Karen village.
Okay.
But because it has so much meaning, and you see when the tree of life, it separates. And then when you close the gate, it comes together.
Ah,
Yes,
all
so
right.
it's the tree of life, yes.
Literally art everywhere.
Art
We
everywhere.
like it, Team Explorers. And there we go. I think this is such a perfect place to close the show. Thank you so much for taking us around.
Thank you.
I bet we have, you know, ticked the spirit of adventure, art, culture, and everything. We like how it has been soaked in here. There you go, Team Explorers. Thank you so much for sticking around these 30 minutes where we have been touring the Karen village. Allow us to close the show here. But you know what? Adventure never dies. Meaning we get to see you next week, same time, but a different hotspot. Keep it KTN. From me, Eustace Segete, and the entire amazing crew. Oops, sorry. I want to tell you, keep exploring the places around you. Take care. See you then.